lovers,
Scotch.
how you doing?
This is Scotch for Dummies, and we got a great competition here.
Yeah,
It's like Ronda Rousey and who's the other?
No, it's better than that.
Yeah.
That'd be 48
It's not
seconds.
Tyson and anybody either.
People paid $60 for those 48 seconds. They're not paying anything to watch that.
Exactly.
Right.
So we got 2 scotches on the bar tonight that are going head to head, and these are 2 that you're going to find at a lot of bars,
Everywhere.
at most liquor stores,
Right.
Hotel
very
bars,
common
for
scotches
sure.
around the world,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So we've got the Macallan 12-year and the Macallan 15-year fine oak.
Right. So to say a few words about it, head to head, not a competition. It's more of a comparison. What are we? We're going to try to explain.
What are you getting out of these?
What
two
do we see
bottles?
the differences, and maybe help you guys determine whether you want to spend. What is it? $60, $55 for this?
65.
Yeah, those are 65 for the.
65 for the 12, $100 for the 15 in our market anyway. So
Right.
I mean,
Macallan, it's a premium.
Yeah,
you're going to see
Macallan-
other 12
And they've
years
gone
that
up.
aren't
Let's be
in
fair,
that.
in the last year and a half, all Scotch has gone
Scotch
up.
has gone up.
I'm used to get this
Macallan,
for
for
40.
the age range for
Right.
the price is generally a little bit more than other 12 years.
Macallan is the
15
largest single malt
same
producer in
thing.
the world, so they definitely are a machine,
Global.
a
Right.
global machine.
I know what they're doing.
So what's the differences, though? I mean, just from what are they?
What's the casking in the
12.
So we've got sherry oak on the 12.
Right.
The 15, they've got 3 different castings.
Okay.
They've got American oak seasoned with
Sherry.
American oak seasoned with bourbon, and
European
oak seasoned with sherry.
Both 43%.
2 sherries and a bourbon.
So both 43%. Obviously, 3 years longer aging on
Right.
one than the other. All natural color on the 15, and I believe on the
I'm not
12.
sure about
Supposedly,
the 12.
it's,
It's been a while.
Macallan is their part of their brand is natural color.
So there you go.
So
All right.
So, and Macallan's been around a long
Right.
time. They're
Okay,
Highland
both
in the
43?
Speyside region.
43. Speyside.
Yep. So if you want more information about the actual distillery, you can look
Man.
that up. We're here
They're
to talk
huge.
about what they taste like and
What they
what the
smell
comparison
like.
is.
Basically, do you want to spend $65 or you want to spend $100? What's the major
Or
differences?
what's your flavor
what's your
palette?
flavor
What are
palette?
you
Yeah, exactly.
looking for? So
Right. So what are we starting with?
So I'm starting with the 12,
Okay.
and I figure we'll just go from there, right?
right.
Oh,
Yeah, you know what I'm going to smell right off the bat, right?
Poached pears.
No, I didn't poach bears.
yeah. So that's
Unless you're
this is
driving
the,
on
when
poached
you said
pears.
Macallan to me, this is the
Right.
Macallan I get
Yeah.
right here.
So
Yeah.
you
So
can blindfold
it's
me
got a sulfury smell.
and put this in my nose, and I know I'm going to know. Oh, that's Macallan's
That's
fault.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Now that I smell the 12 and then smell the 15, I know that you've talked about not being able to smell the Macallan in the 15.
Right. You get it now.
You'll be able to.
Your senses
You'll
are
be
tuned
able
into
to-
it. So
be
what we're
able to
talking about
value that.
is I'm pretty sensitive to that sulfury, rubbery smell that some people
So we're doing
get out of
noses
Scotch,
first.
and it's really prevalent in the Macallan 12. So every time I smell that in a Scotch, I always make fun of it. It says smells like a Macallan, but it's really strong in the 12.
You get a little bit of.
I will say though,
Little
there's
bit of anything.
there's a big difference in the sniffer
Oh,
between
yeah.
the two.
Yeah.
Big difference.
So for me, the 12 has more heavy notes, and there's some sugar, but a lot of heavy spice notes in there.
Caramelized sugar.
Caramelized sugar, things like that. The 15
Yeah,
has more light fruit, apple
Fruit
and
sweet.
It's
It's sweetness,
Yeah.
but a fruity
It's
sweet.
perfumey,
It's
yeah.
it's
lighter.
got a
kind of
perfume,
aroma going to
floral
it. Yeah.
This is like a heavy caramel sweet.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
sulfur. This
There's
is
more
like
subtle flavors in this one.
Yeah.
sweet berries. What
This
I'm
one
getting
kind
out
of
this.
this
Yeah,
one's
the
kind of like
15's
balls to the
definitely
wall.
more
Gets you
refined.
with
The 12 year is more harsh, more burnt sugar versus the fresh sugar, and we're tonight we have the Macallan 15 Fine Oak in our custom Scotch for Dummies
Oh, yeah.
glasses, which
Check that out. Look at that Scotch for dummy glass, huh?
I'm
We've moved up in
For
the world
sale
glass.
next
Yeah, right.
month or two.
2018. I don't know.
It'd be just like everybody's here at the bar.
Hey, if you want a glass, let us know. We'll work it
I
out.
really
We'll work
enjoy
it
the
out.
15 nose. I mean, I know we reviewed that recently. I enjoy that nose. The 12, I'm not really fond of that sulfury
Yeah.
smell.
You know what's funny? I sip the 12, I sip the 15. The 12 has just a warm, welcoming feel to it. It's rich, it's full.
the 12.
I got a
Yeah.
really good analogy for it. I was thinking the same thing. To me, the 12 is like meatloaf, whereas the 15 is like a steak. I get that. It's freaking good,
Ooh.
hearty, good meaty taste to it. But this one's gonna be like, it's
See?
the same thing, but it's got a little bit more.
That's
To me,
pretty
the
good.
12 is more like a heavy red wine. It's got that deep, rich tone to it. And the 15 is more like a refined white wine. It's got great flavor, but it's lighter and it's not as heavy and coating as the 12 year. Does that make sense?
Definitely
Sure.
more caramel in the 12.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can get that for sure.
Yeah. Every time I sip the 12, I remember why we love it, though. Like I'm
yeah.
sitting here drinking it, going, that's why we started drinking
12
Scotch
is
right
a
there.
good Scotch. I mean, it's a.
Right. As much as I don't like that sulfury nose on it, I mean, we killed a lot of bottles.
I like the taste of 12.
It tastes great. I still prefer the taste of the 15.
To me,
But
it's,
I guess it's a mood thing too, though.
It
Yeah.
is. So
To
are we
me,
going to give these
it's,
numbers, or are we going to just do
yeah.
a discussion?
I just want to compare what I get out of it over or under.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying there's a winner. Because I don't
no,
think it's a
they're
competition.
different styles.
Right.
So,
Different styles. All right, I'll start.
Andrew,
All
do
right,
that.
so let's start with
go.
12.
Yeah, go with what you think between the two of those.
So the 12-year-old, I'm not as fond of the nose. It's got more sulfur in it, but the flavor, he is absolutely right. It is a meaty, it is a deep,
Robust.
it's rich, robust. So it's meatloaf
Right.
or red wine. They're both right because they both have nuances that make them really good, but they're stronger, they're bolder, they're kind of punch in the face. Whereas the 15 Fine Oak is a classic car. It's sweet, it's smooth, it's clean, it's refreshing. It's got definitely the edges are polished off. Whereas the 12 is a little more harsh, but it's a good. I mean, it's not a bad harsh. It's just like a muscle car versus a Porsche. Kind of one of those comparisons. So both are great. Extra sweet, extra meaty. The taste, the
Meaty.
the palate on both of them is not too far different, I don't think, but it is. It's rounded edges and it's strong, bold edges on the 12-year. That's kind of my comparison of the two.
From
Well,
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf. Guys, it's a toss-up between both of these. I like aspects of both of them,
I
to
do
be honest
too.
with
I
you.
do
Sure,
too.
and
It's
that's
good.
fair.
I actually enjoy the Macallan 12. I mean, I kind of know that we've been up and down with it for a while, but I kind of like the caramely taste a little bit more than probably you guys do. The 15 is like that. It's fine oak. I mean, it's got a steak finish. It's kind of got those characteristics where you have to really kind of fight for it a little bit. It's more subtle, so you have to kind of let me sip it a little bit more here and get some more taste. Whereas the Macallan says, "You're gonna taste this. This is good. This is caramel. This is this." So I kind of enjoy
your
that.
Corvette.
So my point is, both glasses are great. I think for the 12, you can't beat the price on that one for 12. Well, I should say compared to the 15.
Compared to the 15,
Compared to
it's
the
a
15, you can't
much
beat the
better
price for the
value, right.
value. But I think that really it's dependent. You said it earlier. It's mood driven. I think that if you want a decent Scotch to go to that's easy to drink and it tastes well, normal Scotch flavor, go for the 12. If you're like, you know what, I want something I can sip on a little bit and enjoy, get some more flavors, and every sip kind of like, oh, what's that right there? The 15 is going to give you more of that kind of searching for taste. So they're different in those opinions, but I like them both. I'm not going to rate which one I go for, but I think that's kind of my two different
I would
classes.
What I got out of this is some distilleries, when they do different castings or different agings, sometimes the actual whiskey tastes completely different.
Yes,
you
true.
know,
That is correct.
these are more like siblings.
Their new make is
You can
clearly,
definitely
yeah.
tell that they're from the same distillery. They have a lot of the same
I agree with you
characteristics.
Foundation.
And that's where the barrel aging comes in and
Yeah.
plays a key role in developing a flavor profile unique to that particular
Which makes this a
spirit.
cool comparison.
That is
Absolutely.
Because,
very
it's
good point.
really it's educational for us.
To me, the 12-year has those classic sherry flavors that you look for. It's got the deep, rich, sweet, caramely
Yes.
flavored
Yes.
profile. The fine oak has some of that, but it's also got some other things coming in that kind of round everything off. Nothing's overpowering, but it's there, and it's light and it's fruity. It's just a different style of Scotch. They're both good.
Sure.
If you've got the money to pick up both, I would pick up both.
Why not?
They're both great Scotches. And I think at the very least, everybody should try a glass of each at some point,
Yes.
Right.
just to experience them for yourself.
If you have the ability to taste them like this side by side, I think it's really educational because it's. And now that you pointed out, you can.
Yep.
You can tell this came from the same
Yes.
new
You
make.
can tell the
Yeah.
new make is
Which
yeah.
is cool because you can now point out the differences of what aging in different barrels can do.
Yep.
You know, what
Right.
does that mean? But
Right.
Yep.
I can't disagree with anything anybody said. I'll add to the mood and what kind of drink you're looking for. So technically, I prefer the 15 flavor a little more than the 12. I like the 12. I definitely prefer the 15 nose over the 12. But
Yes.
but I can enjoy both of them, and it's a matter of what am I looking for in a drink that time at that particular time? Do I want something that's a little heavier, a little warmer, a little more bigger, bolder, more flavor in your mouth, or do I want something that's a little bit lighter, a little bit smoother, just a little more, like you said, a little more sports car, nice, easy drive. It depends on what you're looking for in a drink. Now, it also depends on what your palate says. You know, if you like that heavy, sugary, caramely flavor that's a little bit bigger, a little bit bolder, or do you like the lighter, appley? That's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah.
I like both of those, so it's a matter of what I'm in the mood
Yeah.
for, you know?
There you
If
go.
it's cold outside and I'm sitting in front of the fireplace, I probably want the 12, to be honest with you. I want something that's a little warmer, a little heavier, but I like them both. I think that
Yeah.
this is really cool to do because it's eye-opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It helps.
The
So-
muscle car versus the sports car.
Or
Meatloaf
or
or steak.
yellow mustard versus Grey Poupon.
Grey Poupon.
So hit us
So-
up in the comments. Let us
Yeah,
know your thoughts on the whole deal.
Right. Dying to hear what you guys have to say,
Yeah.
especially if you've had both of them, and if you have a chance to do them both side by side, would love to hear what you guys have to say about it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right.
So-
So there you
Sludge
go.
boys.
Macallan 12, Macallan 15 Fine Oak. Enjoy
Cilantro.
it if you got it.
Double fisting. No.
Wow. I can't believe we all have all scotches left.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for watching. Hey, Scotch lovers. Thanks for watching.
Join in the conversation.
More videos below, and hit subscribe before you go so you can get the new videos when they come out.
Cilantro.
Cheers.